All right. Welcome back to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Just to kind of reflect on what we talked about our first segment, we talked about our WWE NXT preview. We also talked about AEW Dynamite preview. So let's go ahead and move on to our next segment. We're talking about our AEW's popularity just in case Kenny Omega retires. Definitely could be, absolutely pivotal. Could be the last nail in the coffin. But yeah, so let's go ahead and jump right on into it. Like I said before, remember, guys, to use the tips and donations link at the GSMC podcast.net. Give me your questions. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Tell me what you want to tell me what you want to talk about. Absolutely. I love, engagement with the audience and stuff like that. So, definitely, definitely do that. So, we can, talk about it. So let's go ahead and get on into it. So, Kenny Omega returned to AEW despite battling a divert cultus, the injury that is diverticulia. Sorry, with this whole medical terms, they're kind of hard to pronounce. So it's diverticulia cola, like it's some kind of a different brand of Coca-Cola. No, I'm just kidding. It's tearing that causes marble-sized pouches through the wall, through the colon wall, resulting in inflammation. Also, in some cases, infection. So Kenny Omega has to undergo surgery tonight, guys. Well, I don't know if it's tonight, but in the future, because he has to take care of this. I think I read an article where he went to the doctors, and the doctors literally told him that you were like just days away from dying. That this if this disease or this condition or this illness goes untreated, it can very much cause death. It could be very, very fatal. So definitely concerned for Kenny Omega's long-term health. Long-term health. Well, glad he's going out. And he's, going out and he's doing surgery and he's helping himself out. Definitely cool. Definitely cool. So he has a long history of, serious injuries. He's had knee surgery before. He's also undergo vertigo, and he's been absent since December. He's been not cleared to wrestle. But honestly, like with all this, and with this, and with the contemplation of Kenny Omega perhaps hanging up the boots from professional wrestling, most importantly, hanging up the boots away from AEW. What does this, what does this kind of mean for AEW? Like, obviously AEW, I think I don't want to keep saying that they're hanging on by a thread, but it's kind of hard. But you know, like I said before, we have the recent departures from AEW, including Andrade El Idolo. We've seen Brian Pillman Jr., Sean Spears, Jade Cargill. We've also seen CM Punk because the whole Jack Perry thing. And even 2 years ago or 2.5 years ago, you guys lost Cody Rhodes. So it's just building up. It's not good right now for AEW with losing these superstars. Of course, you sign talents like Mercedes Moné, Will Ospreay, but like you just can't replace the OGs like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like Kenny Omega, if he ever left AEW, it would be absolutely devastating. Absolutely devastating. But so next I want to talk about the AEW viewing numbers from 2019 when they started. So in 2019, their average viewership was 950,000 people. During 2020, and you can't really be too skeptical about this because it was during COVID, it was 780,000 viewers. In 2021, perhaps their best year, and although from May 2021 to late June 2021, they averaged 500,000 viewers due to airings on the East Coast being at 10 p.m. That's a little, that's a little too late. But from July to October, they averaged at least 1 million viewers per show. So, definitely pretty big. In 2022, you saw their debut to Turner Television and TBS, which they went back up to their original 950,000 viewers. In 2023, kind of took a little hit. 890,000. In 2024, we are down to 775,000 viewers. Of course, these are just averages and stuff like that, not exact numbers. So don't don't be like this guy's full of crap. Like, these are just not guesstimations because I've obviously done research and stuff like that. But this is just like the main gist. This is what kind of, what AEW is kind of doing right now in terms of viewership. And it's not bad. It's not bad. And honestly, if they compare themselves to their other competitors, obviously WWE is absolutely out. They're hot. They're on fire right now. But Impact Wrestling, they're averaging, I think, right now about 60,000 viewers, which is I grew up watching Impact Wrestling, TNA Impact. And to be honest, it kind of does break my heart a little bit. But like what happened to WCW, you had, bad managing, bad creative. You had old superstars. You put the reins inside of the superstars you put the responsibilities of the general manager within the superstars, and it's just bad. And you've obviously, like, if you're a sports fan, you kind of see with LeBron James when he made it to the Lakers, and he would just bring people after people after people. He brought in Russell Westbrook, he brought in Carmelo Anthony, he brought in Rajon Rondo, and it's just like, dude, like, just be the player. Be the person, be all you can be on the court. Don't really focus on bringing your buddies in. Don't think that you know, like, absolutely more than, coaches do, because you see LeBron James barking at his coaches absolutely constantly, all the time. But, there's a good balance of, between that, because on the other spectrum of it, you could have a highly, egotistical coach or GM, kind of like Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick, who won't even listen to their players and stuff like that. Ultimately, that's the reason why Tom Brady left, was because he didn't really feel respected and he didn't really, felt hurt. Although Jimmy Garoppolo was let go ultimately because Tom Brady felt not threatened because he's the goat, but kind of like, hey, why are you drafting my replacement for? I got like 10 more years of this stuff. But there's an even keel. There's a amount of respect that you need to give toward your superiors, and as a superior, there's an amount of respect you can give toward the people working under you. So life is about respect, people. Life is about respect. Respect is given when respect is shown. That was something I was always taught. So yeah, we saw Kenny Omega have had an amazing match against MJF for the title, and it strangely was not on pay per view, although it was a great title match. A lot of people kind of speculated that this could also be another problem for AEW, is that they don't really know how to book. Why put a match of this caliber on a live TV show? Like, okay, yeah, it's cool. Everybody could watch it. It's on cable television. As a wrestling fan, you're like, yeah, but on the business side, you're kind of like, you should have put that on pay-per-view. Would have got some viewers and some money, but ultimately didn't really work out like that. So, definitely something they could have picked up on that the most. Like I said before, most wrestling fans, they keep really in touch in weekly shows, but they honestly love to tune into the pay-per-views the most. This was obvious speculation that it was a main event. It was a pay-per-view worthy match. Didn't really go out. So bad bookings. Also, you also have to think about the disappearance of cable. Right now, cable TV is at its all-time low. Yeah, people going to, YouTube or going toward other streaming services for news, documentaries, movies, TV shows, sports. For example, you have to think that about we also had about 500 million people abandon cable TV every single year since 2000, and since 2000, I think 17 was when Netflix was no, I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But definitely crazy. Definitely, definitely something that definitely played into the whole reason why AEW is definitely kind of like at its like last fringe. You know what I mean? But Netflix, WWE's new destination, Sling TV, etc., has replaced cable. Why? It's obvious. No commercials, on demand whenever you want. Create a playlist. It just the app caters to you. It's honestly, it's come to the point where at first I loved cable. I didn't want to get rid of it, and my wife was like, why do we even have cable? Let's just get YouTube TV. I was like, all right, yeah, let's do it. But I live on the West Coast, Lost Valley Sports Southwest to watch my Angels games. Guess what's not on YouTube TV? Valley Sports. Like, so, like, I can't watch any baseball games. Like, of course, like, you can see some on ESPN, but it's not the Angels. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so definitely something that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And I know I'm just like, I seem like just an obsessed Angels fan, and they're like, hey, the Angels, who cares? I care, nice. But definitely something that Netflix is doing right now. Like I said, WWE's new destination ahead, and Netflix has subscribers in the hundreds of millions worldwide, and over 12 billion hours of content streamed each year. Crazy. definitely crazy. Once again, you got to tip your hat to WWE for reaching out to this conglomerate, creating a partnership, and having them air Monday Night Raw episodes because it's definitely going to be huge. Absolutely, 110%. It's going to be huge on Netflix. I think WWE is just going to get more and more popular. But so AEW is not too far behind. Something smart that they really did was that they have a streaming partner, a streaming services partner in the Wix, formerly known as HBO Max. Warner Brothers Discovery will be taking AEW shows and perhaps AEW pay-per-views. So yeah, honestly, throughout I guess advertisements for HBO Max and Warner Brothers Discovery, they're going to show ads to not subscribe to, but just try to promote the AEW product in itself. You saw the WBD, the Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav, who's very happy with the product. He loves AEW. He thinks, on TNT, on TBS, they have great shows. So honestly, I just think it's perfect thing for AEW kind of to do that. You saw WWE do it with the WWE Network first. When the WWE Network first came out, I gotta be honest, I was a little cynical about it. But the fact that you don't have to separately pay for pay-per-views, which they charge an arm and a leg for, is actually, pretty damn smart. Pretty damn smart because ultimately you have all these subscribers coming in. You're giving them good content. They're going to keep coming back and back and back. So, which I feel like the AEW's, this is definitely something that's kind of like an ace in their pocket, kind of like an ace in the hole. This is definitely, like I said, if they put the pay-per-views on HBO Max, kind of like the way Peacock does for WWE. It's just only going to make AEW a lot better, more successful, and kind of keep them in this fight of professional wrestling. So, yeah, definitely hoping the best to see what happens in terms of AEW. I'm a huge AEW fan, and I know people are like, dude, what are you talking about? You crap on them all the time. Yeah, but at the same time, like, I do, like, you know what I mean? Like when you're a parent and you obviously you tell your kids, or like if you're a boss, talk to your employees that you respect the most, that you want to see them do better because you want them to succeed, man. I don't want to see you going anywhere. And then they're like, why is there bitch, why is it been like crapping on me that I'm the hardest worker here, like, what I mean. It's just all out of respect, just all out of love. I love, I get too crazy because I care. So yeah. All right, guys, don't go anywhere. Tonight we have another edition of Hot Seat Cool Beans. This one's going to be about the WWE NXT World, North American Champion. So obviously, I'm going to say hot seat for people, for the superstars that are under the most, under the most pressure to win this championship to kind of propel their careers. And I'm going to say cool beans to some that, if they win, cool. If they don't, you're kind of right where you have to be. You probably will get a chance at this title along the line because they're going to be, as soon as this champion is crowned, they're going to be looking for competitors. So, definitely something to kind of hold back on. Maybe someone finds themselves in the NXT Women's World Championship title bout, heading more toward, all the other pay-per-views that are going to happen during the summer. So, hey, stay tuned.